Coming up on tonight's broadcast, Fairbanks Gallery opens a new exhibit, a deadly school shooting, and a look at modern-day slavery. All that and more right here on the Beaver News. Good evening, and welcome to your Monday night edition of the Beaver News. We're glad to have you with us. I'm Courtney Cossette.
And I'm Kim Stowell. The Center for Civic Engagement will be hosting 3 alternative spring break trips this year to Yakima, Washington, San Francisco, California, and Newport, Oregon. Vinay Ramakrishnan from the Daily Barometer is reporting that these trips will involve some type of community service, including poverty, hunger, and environmental restoration. Students can apply online at the website for Oregon State Center of Civic Engagement. The deadline was February 17th, but Emily Bowling, Civic Engagement and Service Coordinator, is stating, quote, "Spots will be offered later this week to students for the 3 trips. Students can still submit applications until March 1st, but then will be put on our alternative list in case we have students drop out of the trips," end quote. The trips will also have off days in which students will be allowed to explore tourist attractions in the various locations.
There was a great turnout last weekend as the OSU Has Talent auditions took place February 24th through the 26th in the KBVR studio in Snell Hall. This event was to provide students with the opportunity to get involved, represent themselves, and have fun. Applications to try out were due by February 17th. The final 8 chosen acts will have a chance to perform in front of the OSU community come March 16th and have the chance to win some cash. But here's where it gets interesting. You have the final vote. The audience will have the chance to vote for the winner through a text voting system. So make sure to come out and join us in the Memorial Union Ballroom on March 16th at 7 p.m. for the final performance as 8 finalists compete for the grand prize of $300 in front of a panel of interactive judges and their peers. Second place will receive a prize of $200 and the third finalist will receive $100. Plus, all finalists will receive a free OSU Has Talent t-shirt. Now we go to Cody Lawrence with his weekly Questions in the Quad segment.
Hello, my name is Cody Lawrence, and this is Questions in the Quad. Today's question, if you could be any professional athlete, who would you be and why? I'm here with Madeline in the Quad. Madeline, if you could be any professional athlete, who would you be and why?
I would probably be Michael Phelps because he is basically like a human and a fish.
Thank you for your time. Be any professional athlete, who would you be and why?
Definitely Lionel Messi. He's the best soccer player in the world, and there are more fans that watch soccer than any other sport, and he gets paid a ridiculous amount of money.
Good choice. Thank you for your time, sir. I'm here with Janessa. Janessa, if you could be any professional athlete, who would you be and why?
I would say Brandon Roy because he is my favorite trailblazer, and even though he's injured, I still love him very much. Brandon Roy, you're my boy.
Go Blazers. Thank you for your time. Jordan, if you could be any professional athlete, who would you be and why?
I would be Hope Solo because she is the goalie for the Olympic soccer team, for the U.S. Olympic soccer team.
Good answer. Thank you for your time. This has been Questions in the Quad. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Cody. A new exhibit known as Material Traces by Clarence Morgan has opened in the Fairbanks Gallery. The exhibit is contemporary and abstract, focusing on lines and shapes using in a winding, cloud-like manner. Anansi Buchanan from the Daily Barometer is reporting that the coordinator of Fairbanks, Douglas Russell, describes the mixed media art as, quote, "the art of discovery." Morgan gave a lecture as part of the series on Wednesday, February 16th at the LaSalle Stewart Center. The pieces range from filling every bit of the medium with action to focusing on what can be held within a single shape. The exhibit will be open through March 6th.
This week, Kappa Delta will be putting on their annual philanthropy Mock Rock. Mock Rock is held Monday through Thursday during week 8 and ends with a dance competition at LaSalle Stewart Center on Thursday, March 1st. During the week of Mock Rock, participating Greek houses will participate and compete in activities for spirit points and donate money. At 2 p.m. each day, there will be a short competition for houses to earn points. Activities include a Bop It competition, trivia, chants, and a skit. During the final performance of Mock Rock, 30 houses will perform their routine according to the university. They have announced that any offensive music, sexual dance moves, stripping fire, wet paint, sparklers, water, or confetti will not be tolerated. Each year, this event is put on in order to donate 100% of proceeds to the Center Against Rape and Domestic Violence and to Prevent Child Abuse America. We now go to reporter Hayden Wilcox with a report from the OSU Engineering Career Fair.
Hi, this is Hayden Wilcox, reporting from the CH2M Alumni Center for the Engineering Career Fair. Let's go take a look at what's inside. I'm here with Lindsay Reed and Adri Clark. Would you tell us a little bit about what your role here at the Engineering Career Fair is?
Sure. My title is Employer Relations Manager, so I work in career services and I help recruit employers to come to the career fair and host booths and do their recruiting for internships and part-time jobs and full-time jobs.
Excellent. And yours?
Well, I'm here mainly to support. Lindsay is the main coordinator for the event and help facilitate the event. So.
Great. Okay, so one of the big questions I have is what is the best advice you can give a potential student who is coming to the Engineering Career Fair?
The best advice I can give is do some research on the companies that are coming and find companies that you're really interested in, and then prepare yourself by thinking about what you want to tell employers. You want to dress professionally, you want to act and look like you really mean it, be your natural self, and make sure you talk to companies that you really want to talk to.
Along with looking good, what do you think employers are looking for? Like, what really impresses employers?
I'd say a lot of employers are looking for those students that have that drive. So if you're passionate or involved in clubs and organizations, I think they're looking more for somebody, not necessarily a certain degree as much as they are a certain personality type that can really help show them how they'll be a valuable asset to the company. So,
you know, these people who are here, they want beavers in their companies. You know, that's what they're looking for.
Well, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
Well, so for students who can't make it to this Engineering Career Fair, when is the next one?
Great question. So our next career fair is university-wide. It's engineering and all other majors as well. And that'll take place on Wednesday, April 25th. And then the next specific engineering fair will take place in the fall, in October 25th, I want to say.
Great. Well, thanks for sitting down with us.
Thank you.
So I'm here with Dave Rosette from Tektronix. Dave, tell us a little bit about your company.
So we design test and measurement equipment for a lot of the big companies that produce like your Apple iPhone or the Intel processors.
Okay. And why do you come to Oregon State?
Oregon State has a good engineering good engineering team, and we find a lot of good engineering students from lots of different disciplines.
Okay. And have you had very many good candidates today?
Today's been really great. You know, Oregon State is always known for just the high quality students, but what we've really found is people that have good interpersonal skills, good communication skills, and that's really nice to find.
Great, thanks for talking with us. So I'm here with student Gala Jin. Gala, tell me what you were doing here.
I'm trying to looking for a internship.
Okay. And what booths did you visit?
Like Tektronix and some software engineering company.
So you're a software guy, is what I was. Yeah. Excellent.
Yes.
Okay. And did you feel good about today?
Yes. Yes. A little tired. You know, I've been staying
little tired
for 3 hours. Yeah.
All right. Well, you've been here quite a long time. Well, thanks for talking with us.
Thank you.
This has been Hayden Wilcox reporting from the CH2M Hill Alumni Center. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Hayden. A new study that is being led by Joseph Levy, an Oregon State University geologist, has found that the salty soils in the region of the McMurdo Dry Valleys in Antarctica actually suck moisture out of the atmosphere. This discovery raises the possibility that such a process could take place on Mars or other planets. Levy is a postdoctoral researcher in OSU's College of Earth, Ocean, and Atmospheric Sciences. The university's website is reporting that Levy said it takes a combination of the right kinds of salts and sufficient humidity to make the process work, but that the ingredients are present on Mars as well as many other desert areas on Earth. The study was supported by the National Science Foundation and has been published online this week in the journal Geophysical Research Letters. Other authors on the study include Andrew Fountain from Portland State University, as well as Kathy Welch and W. Barry Lyons from Ohio State University. We are heading into our first short break, but don't go anywhere because when we return, we will have a sports update and a look at news around the nation. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Beaver News, right here on KBVR. While other universities are opting for ban the bottle approach in an attempt to decrease the amount of water bottles purchased and used, OSU has taken a less direct approach. This unique plan consists of several Oregon State University groups that have implemented programs to encourage greater consumption of tap water by providing drinking stations throughout campus, in place of bottled water without resorting to the strict ban the bottle policies like numerous other colleges around the nation. At the moment, no groups on OSU campus call directly for the university to join the Ban the Bottle campaign, but entities such as the Student Sustainability Initiative and the Student Diabetic Association have proposed efforts to non-forcibly transition the university to a more tap water friendly, less water bottle reliant mentality. Even though the desire to ban bottled water may exist at OSU, achieving such a goal would require conquering some major obstacles. One being that OSU currently resides in the middle of a contract to have all of its food retailers sell PepsiCo brands. Any action proposed by the university that prohibits the sale of bottled water would violate this legal agreement. In addition, the sale of bottled water accounts for around 13% of all Pepsi product sales on campus, netting the university an estimated $200,000 to $250,000 annually. No longer having the right to sell this product would have a visible impact on the university's wallet. The SSI tries to get students around campus to understand the bigger picture of how drinking out of disposable water bottles affects the environment. The manufacturing and transportation of disposable plastic bottles takes up energy, resources, and put toxic chemicals into the environment for something that will ultimately just get thrown away.
A deadly school shooting occurred this morning at an Ohio high school. The suspect of the shooting is TJ Lane, currently believed to be either a sophomore or junior at Chardon High School. 5 students were initially wounded when the gunman opened fire in the cafeteria just as the school day was beginning around 7:40 this morning. CNN is reporting that law enforcement officials are saying they received reports that a teacher chased the shooter out of the building. 1 student has been reported dead from the initial 5 that were injured. Evan Erasmus, a senior at the school, gave the description of the shooter as, quote, "He came from a really broken down home and he was living with his grandparents. He was more of a quiet type of kid. He was really nice, though, if you did talk to him," end quote. Further investigations are still occurring. We now go to Courtney Becker with a look at local weather.
Good evening, Corvallis. Tonight I have your 5-day forecast. Tonight, expect to see some clear skies with a low of 30 degrees. On Tuesday, we're back to some rain, with a high of 46 degrees during the day and a low of 34 degrees at night. On Wednesday, the rain continues, with a high of 43 degrees and a low of 34 degrees at night. On Thursday, even more rain. We have a high of 46 degrees and a low of 34 degrees at night. And finally, on Friday, unfortunately, we're back to some more rain, with a high of 46 degrees during the day and a low of 39 degrees at night. Expect to see a wet week ahead of us, everybody. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Courtney. Hope everyone got a chance to enjoy the sun today because it looks like we are in for a wet and rainy week. Parents have been hearing a lot about the human papillomavirus, or HPV vaccine, but what was once designed solely for girls and young women up to the age of 26 to protect them from different strains of the virus is now also being strongly recommended for younger boys, reports CNN. Following in the footsteps of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the American Academy of Pediatrics is recommending females and males at 11 to 12 years of age have routine HPV vaccinations. Doctors say the vaccine is most effective if administered before a child becomes sexually active. Young men diagnosed with HPV have also developed penile cancer and even anal cancer. These viruses, found primarily in sexually active adolescents and young adults, are the most common sexually transmitted viruses in the United States. The policy paper recommended that men 20 to 26 years old who have not been vaccinated for HPV should do so as soon as possible. That's because the CDC estimates about 7,000 HPV-associated cancers in the U.S. could be prevented in young men if they got the HPV vaccine each year.
A new exhibit in Washington, D.C. is drawing attention to modern-day slavery in the U.S., showing how pimps are taking advantage of young girls that have run away from home. CNN is reporting that the exhibit held in Lincoln's Cottage is on human trafficking and has been put together for the 150th anniversary of Lincoln working on the Emancipation Proclamation, which freed slaves in 1863. The staff also worked with the Polaris organization that operates a national trafficking hotline. It is believed that hundreds of people are being held against their will in the United States, either on farms as sex slaves or in other forced positions.
Tyra Banks, a Harvard graduate? Well, Banks recently graduated from Harvard's Executive Education program and now joins a long list of celebrities with an Ivy League education. CNN reports that the retired supermodel, author, TV host, and production company founder just graduated from Harvard's Executive Education program. The program is taught in 3-week sessions over 3 years and costs $33,000 per year. Banks joins the ranks of many other notable names before Lynn Sanity hit the New York Knicks. Jeremy Lin was hitting the textbooks at Harvard also. Some other famous Harvard alums include Rashida Jones, Natalie Portman, Tommy Lee Jones, and Ashley Judd. The Office's John Krasinski went to Brown, and Californication's David Duchovny received an undergraduate degree from Princeton and received a master's degree in English Lit from Yale. It's now time for our final break of the evening, but we will have more of your national and international stories in just a minute. I can't talk for the life of me.
News live on Channel 26. One very lucky Marine, Corporal Alexander Degenhardt, won $2.9 million on a slot machine in Las Vegas. He is calling this event karma after finding out that he has been accepted as a bone marrow donor to an anonymous patient. Degenhardt says he, quote, sat down at a random machine after seeing the countdown, end quote. He claims he had a $100 bill simply because the ATM gave him one instead of the 20s, which he calls, quote, pure luck. He stated that when the machine stopped on the dollar sign, he had to ask his friend what it meant, and his friend replied with, quote, dude, you won. CNN is reporting that it was Degenhardt's first time in Las Vegas and he does not gamble often. He is planning on investing the money for now and staying in the military.
For the first time since its inaugural race in 1959, drivers competing in the Daytona 500 will begin burning rubber at night, reports CNN. The race time has been pushed back from its original time at noon to 7 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. Showers led race officials to pull the plug Sunday and try again at 12:13 p.m. Monday, but at 10 a.m. continuing rain led them to reschedule the start for 7:02 p.m. tonight, officials said. Before this year, intense rainfall had shortened just 4 out of the 53 races that have taken place over the years, but none had ever completely been canceled for the day until now. The Daytona 500 opens the NASCAR season, but it is also the sport's most prestigious race. Daytona International Speedway announced this month that the race will boast a record prize of more than $19 million.
22 passengers on the Carnival Cruise Line were robbed of valuables and their passports during a shore excursion in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, late Saturday. The passengers were robbed during a guided trail excursion, according to the cruise line. The cruise line did not provide details of the incident and stated only that no one was injured and the tour has been suspended until further sailings notice. CNN is reporting that the robbery comes 2 weeks after the U.S. State Department issued a travel warning to Americans to avoid all but essential travel to all of the 14 Mexican states. The 3,000-plus passenger Carnival Splendor set sail February 19th from Long Beach, California for a 7-day Mexican Riviera cruise.
Marie Colvin, a veteran correspondent, died last Wednesday while trying to gather her shoes to escape a shelling attack, according to her paper reported Sunday. CNN reports she was alongside French journalist Remy Ochlik and that Colvin, 56 years old, was the only British newspaper journalist inside the Homs neighborhood of Baba. As in the custom in Syria, she took off her shoes upon entering a building that was serving as a makeshift press center. She was on the ground floor when rockets hit the upper floors, the Sunday Times reported. Her mother, Rosemary Colvin, said aid workers have been trying for days to remove her daughter's body from the war-ravaged country. She added that she believes her daughter was deliberately targeted by Syrian government forces. Journalists and activists have been sneaking into Syria in an effort to report on the protests and clashes that have persistently challenged the authority of President Bashar al-Assad. Colvin said graphic images like that of the dying child who was reportedly struck in the chest by a piece of shrapnel needed to be shown. Since her death, her family has started a fund in her honor. We now go to Joe Hedberg for a look at sports.
Thanks, Courtney. In a nail-biting back and forth until the end, the men's basketball team lost their home Civil War game against the Ducks, 74-73. The Beavers rallied from 10 points down and had an opportunity to tie the game, but Charlie Barton's three-point attempt with 3 seconds left bounced off the rim. OSU played much of the first half without Pac-12 leading scorer Jared Cunningham, who was pinned with 3 early fouls, including picking up one in double technical foul. Cunningham scored 13 points for the game, including a rebound slam dunk near the end of the game to close the scoring. The game featured 12 lead changes and 11 ties. The OSU women's basketball team was able to take a season sweep of the Ducks on Sunday, taking a 68-53 victory in front of a crowd of 3,604 in Matthew Knight Arena. Junior Patricia Bright had an especially impressive performance, scoring 14 points, shooting 75% from the field and connecting on each of her 8 free throw attempts. Her 5 block shots boosted her season total to 95, beating the record set last season by Ella Sarah Greer with 92. This is the first time the Lady Beavers have been able to sweep the Civil War since 1993. The OSU wrestling team won their first Pac-12 wrestling championship over the weekend at Taco Bell Arena. The team finished with 138 points and 4 individual champions. Boise State finished in second with 129 points, while Stanford finished third with 125 points. Arizona State finished in fourth with 102.5 points. Cal Poly Pomona finished fifth with 98 points, and CSU Bakersfield finished in sixth with 78.5 points. Finally, in news that will come to no surprise, the number 8 Oregon State gymnastics team bested number 16 Boise State 196.875 to 195.375 Friday night at Gill Coliseum in front of over 3,500 fans. The win over the Broncos is the 6th over a top 25 team in 2012. Senior Leslie Mack won 3 events and the all-around with a score of 39.5. With the victory, Oregon State remains unbeaten this season with a record of 8-0-1. While the Broncos fall to 6-4, the win marks the 15th in a row over Boise State, dating back to 1999. That's your sports.
That's all the news we have for you tonight, but be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for more of your local, national, and international news right here on KBVR. Have a good night, everyone.